Hello, my name is Franz. Welcome to my boxing coach. The left hook, for me, probably the most potent weapon in boxing, maybe responsible for the most KOs. And at the end of this video, you are going to have a good understanding of the three types of left hook or lead hand hook that we use. You're going to have an understanding how to power up those left hooks. You're going to have an understanding how to use the body hook to great effect, and you're going to learn how to double up on these hooks. And finally, I'm going to talk you through the best left hook that I have ever seen thrown in a boxing ring. So there's lots in this video. Before we get started, join the thousands of others, download your book, The Beginner Boxer Toolkit. You get tons of stuff in there, 68 pages, how to build your own home gym, the 10 core skills, 5 building blocks of power, 7 steps to super speed, how to use the heavy bag properly, shadow boxing, mindset, it's all in there. That will be something you come back to again and again, whether you are in this for fitness or for competition. There's a link down below and there will be a link at the end of the video. Okay, let's get straight on. The left hook, the lead hand hook. Listen, for you southpaws, I know you get sick of this, just reverse it. This is a technical video, it's not a tactical video. When it comes to the technique, the skill, you simply reverse it. The difference between southpaw and orthodox is all about the tactics that you use. It's not about the technique. So, there are 3 basic types of left hook. Short range, mid range and long range. So let's start with the short range. So what is a short range left hook? A short range left hook, for me, is everything where the opponent's head is somewhere between the length of your extended upper arm and your nose. Okay, so you need to be able to throw left hooks when the opponent's head is in your face, all the way up to about here, about the length of my upper arm. So from the stance position, so we fix our feet, balls of your feet relaxed, lying on the floor, going from the toe to the heel. First action is a drive off this front leg that rotates the hips. Okay, so there's a push off the front leg. Now, interestingly, I know really great coaches who coach to keep the front foot flat on the floor when throwing the hook. I coach to lift it a little just to get that drive. Kind of, I'm a bit relaxed over that. But anyhow, you've got to drive off the foot, however close the opponent is. So from there, drive off the front foot, and there's the shot. You'll notice that the forearm is at a diagonal, and as the opponent's head moves up towards mid-range, so from that side to there, and from that side. Okay, so there's a drive off the front foot as the opponent's head is inches away. So there you can extend that. So what's happening is you see that upper arm is going from that position and lifting up slightly till we get to about there. So there's your close range left hook driving off that front foot. Then we get to mid-range. So mid-range for me is at that point. As soon as the opponent's head's here, that is mid-range. And then that can extend then into longer range, but let's stick with mid-range. So the old challenge about whether you throw with palm down or palm in. So if you are only hitting heavy bags, so let's do the example first. So again, push off the front leg, drives the hips around, arm comes up, so we've got level, so you can see it's an L shape. The whole arm is an L shape and it snaps onto the target. Drive there. You can also throw palm in. Okay, so thumb up, palm in. If you only use heavy bags, if you use palm down, drop the power. Don't try and hit too hard. Now, I've never been able to work this out, but I guarantee you, if you are on pads, if you're using focus mitts, or even better, if you're striking a human head, not even better, but if you are, if you are in a fight and you strike the target is a human head. I don't know why, but you don't hurt your hand. There's no, when you're on a bag, I think it's something to do with the the different dynamics at play. When you hit a bag, it's a solid object. When a hook hits a human head, you know, you've got movements as the shot lands, the sort of jaw will move and the head will shift. But it's a fantastic shot. The key thing is, with palm in, as we move towards longer range, you really do have to have that palm down, because if at long range you're hitting with the inside of the glove. Now you've got to know that. You can try it when if you're actually in a fight and the referee might let you away with it, but if a referee stops you and says incorrect punching, and you've only ever learned how to throw punches palm in, then you could be in a bit of bother. You need to learn both palm in and palm down. Anyway, left hook at mid range. It's just like diversion there. There. Or palm in. Key thing is level, L shape. There. Or palm in. And there. Or palm in. Okay? That's the mid-range left hook. And then you've got the long-range left hook. Not really a power shot. Same action, drive from the front leg, hips rotate, arm goes out, elbow flick it up. Okay, so it's landing like that. So there's not a huge amount of difference between that and a jab. That's why you can use this at long range. Whip it up. 1, 2, 3. As I said though, palm down. Palm has to be down on that one. Otherwise, it's a slap. And there. And 3 types of left hook. Doesn't matter where the opponent's head is, you can always land that shot. Common faults. Don't try and hit too hard. When people try and hit too hard, especially beginners, their body weight goes forward and they kind of really... You've got to get to the point where as you throw that hook, your body remains central or even goes onto the back foot. If your body weight goes forward, what you'll find is you can end up in a tailspin. So if that body weight goes over the front leg, you can end up in a bit of a... Your back leg wants to spin round. Don't let your body weight go forward. Don't let the right hand drop. Okay. No. Get into that habit. As a boxer, when you're throwing shots, when one goes, one stays. One goes, one stays. Right? Always keep the other hand there. Final fault is not engaging the legs, especially with them shorter hooks. You still got to drive from the legs, right? If you're just an upper body punch, you're not really going to gain the respect you need. These are power shots, you know, long range hooks, sort of accepted that's less so a power shot. They're the faults. How do we power up? So we can use one of 2 things. We can use a slip, we'll drive off the back leg, hips rotate, stored energy here, bang. So you've got 1, 2. So there's the hook on its own. 1, 2. There's the hook with the slip. Some people would suggest that the whole movement is a hook. I don't. I suggest that that's 2 skills combined. A slip and a hook. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah? The slip adds power to the hook. The other one is the roll. Out, roll under, come up, hook. Yeah? Roll adds power. So, what about the body hook? Well, when you throw the body hook, you don't want to throw a hook to the body like that. Maybe with the backhand, that's a nice shot, long backhand hook. With the lead hand, you know, when you hit someone in the body, you want it to have an effect. And the left hook, you're targeting 3 fingers below the sternum, take an inverted V, and you're aiming just below the ribs. And you want the shot to land at an angle like that. If it lands flat, the power of the shot, the forces generated by the impact, go across the body. If you land it at a trajectory like that, the forces go right the way up through the centre of the body, through the liver, through the diaphragm, into the heart area, the lungs. You know, you're pushing lots and lots of power up through the body. So, opponents here, drop down, drop the knees, hook into the body. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah? If the opponent's leaning forward, then you can whip it round the side with only a minimal drop of the knees. Right? That's the body hook. Just make sure it lands. Some people call it the shovel hook. Just make sure the power's going that way, not that way. Then we want to think about doubling up. So you can double up. Short range and mid range to the head. 1, 2. You can do it. You could add a slip to the first one, so you could go 1, 2, 3. So you're retracting after each shot. 1, 2, 3. You see that retraction back to generate the power. Or you can slip and go 1, 2, so you don't retract. 1, 2. Yeah. Bit more speed. Sorry, both head shots. You can do the same with body and head. Down. 1, 2. Over the top. 1, 2. Or you can go the other way around. 1, 2. Okay. Shot to the head. Scrambles the defences a little. Brings the hand up. Bang. Leaves an opening down below. Key thing is, or a key thing is whether you put a slip ahead of each shot. So you could go 1, 2, 3. Double mid-range hook. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Adding that slip either before the first or second shot is a really good thing to do. It gives you more. It can be a bit more dynamic. That was quick. Lots of stuff there to think through, to drill, to practice. My favourite left hook ever. The best left hook I've ever seen thrown in a boxing ring. December 1985. Welterweight World Championship fight. Donald Curry versus Milton McCrory. To this day, all these years later, I still don't understand it. I still don't get it. I'll put a link in the description below. As a young boxer, I must have tried to execute that hook thousands of times, and I don't believe I ever got it right. He's sort of, Donald Curry had the most mesmerising style, the Lone Star Cobra. He just had this style where he kind of, his hands were in the number 11 position, and he'd just be there. And Milton McCrory was a lot taller than him. McCrory was throwing these kind of, a Kronk fighter, very good fighter. He's throwing these almost lazy jabs. And he throws this lazy jab, Curry just kind of slips and then hits him with this hook, and as the hook lands, his arm must have been in that position. And bang, just McCrory's on the floor. I've never seen a punch like it. He gets up, Curry runs back in Mills Lane, let him continue. These days I don't think the bout would have been allowed to continue. Let him continue, and then he runs in and hits him with a right hand. It was like doing a headstand on a landmine. He just absolutely bang put him. So he could have counted to 100, and Milton McCrory wouldn't have got up from that one. Beautiful punch. If we're talking homework, watch that, and then try and emulate it, and then please explain to me how he did it, because I still don't know all these years later. Fantastic punch. And then of course he fell victim 2 years later to a similarly devastating left hook by the great Mike McCallum. I'd love your opposing views on that. What's your favourite left hook? What's the best one you've ever seen thrown? Does it match up to the Curry left hook? I'd really like you to drop a comment, and I'd like to go down a bit of a YouTube hole based upon what you're posting. So post me some links about what you think are the best left hook you've seen. Okay, I'm going to stop. Hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget, subscribe. Should be a picture of my ugly face only a mother could love. And don't forget and download your book, The Beginner Boxer Toolkit. You get a huge amount from that. It'll be something you come back to again and again. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.